Hey everyone, welcome to the Internet Capitalist Podcast with Luke Kish, where we talk about mindset, experiences, and frameworks that will help you have fun, get rich, build cool shit, and positively impact the world. I am your host, Luke Kish, and welcome to episode number 10 of the podcast, all about investing in information and skeptics. This one hits home for me. Because I am a huge proponent in buying information and adding to the asset of yourself from a skill set standpoint, an ability to think clearly standpoint, from a, awareness standpoint, from a, just any type of improvement standpoint, right? Like, does this teach you how to do something that makes you more valuable? And if it does, typically my belief is that it's a good investment, especially if it's something that you need to figure out right now, which I think is a great place to begin. People are always like, what should I read? What course should I buy? My response is always, do you have a problem right now that you're trying to solve in your life? Yes. What is the problem? This. Okay. You've identified the problem. Now, what can you read or buy that will teach you how to solve that problem? That's where you start, right? And then from there, it's interests. So problems and interests. What are you genuinely interested in? And then what problems do you currently already have? Doing those two things aligns the learning with reality. Okay, this is a huge fuck up that most people do when it comes to learning and adding to the asset of themselves. And that is just learning for the sake of learning. Like learning and reading things because other people are learning and reading things without actually having any real world application or any real world reason to be learning or reading the thing. Certain brains can do that, right? I think maybe younger kids can read and learn about massive amounts of information that have nothing to do with what's currently going on, and it kind of adds to their but their brains learn faster and better and easier. When you're older, if you're just learning stuff and you're not taking action and you don't have the problem around the thing that you're learning, then likely you'll just be wasting your time and then getting confused. Furthermore, how your mind is oriented when you are learning about something that you are consciously working through is much different, meaning you're reading the same book, but your brain is seeking the correct answers, right? So it's like going through the same information, but you have a heat seeker in your mind because the reality that you're in is helping you align your thought through the book, right? So same information, but your purpose, your intent, in that you're holding makes your brain and mind interact with the information in a way that makes the value that the information has like pop out at you, right? It's like hard to explain, right? If I'm reading a marketing book, right? And I don't do marketing, right? I don't have any fucking idea about anything marketing related, but I'm reading the best marketing book in the world, right? I'm going to read that book. Yeah, it's going to be a good book. There's going to be like cool things. Maybe I'll learn some stuff. Maybe something will help down the line. But if I'm in the middle of running a massive marketing campaign, we're bleeding out money, like things need to improve, something's not right. When I'm going through that book, my brain is going to be heat seeking onto information that can affect change right now. So I'm going to get some real practical things out of that book that I would not have otherwise had it not been the thing that I was trying to figure out at that actual moment in time. So that is a way to make all of the information that you're consuming much more relevant, much more practical. Number one, what problems do you have right now that you're trying to solve? Is it accounting related? Go read accounting books. Is it marketing related? Marketing books. Is your mindset fucked up? Mindset books. Is your, self-talk fucked up? Self-talk books. Whatever it may be, right? Like it does not matter. Go to where you have the problem right now first. Solve it. You're going to have another problem. That's the way life works. And then solve it again, solve it again, solve it again, solve it again. Find the new thing, solve it again, solve it again. And boom, everything's going to be popping out at you. After that, it's interests. There's a quote, Naval says, read what you love until you love to read, right? So if you're super interested in something, you're very curious about it. Once again, your brain is firing at a higher, whatever you want to say, vibration, frequency, a higher level of, like a higher like fidelity. Like it's almost like it's like reading the same thing except in a high resolution image. Whereas if you're just reading something to read it, you're down at 360p. You're super interested, you're super curious on the topic, you're in fucking 4K, right? Like you're getting all of the impact or more of the impact. It's impossible to get all of the impact, but more of the impact than if you're just reading something to read something. So that's a huge thing on investing in information. Go to where your problems are and where you're curious. Number 2, for the skeptics, if you're out there and you're someone who's like, fuck this guy, why would I buy this program? Why should somebody else teach me something? This person's going to make money if I buy this thing for them to teach me something. I would just beg you to consider the frame of mind that you're thinking from and question whether or not it's useful at all. And then I'll give you kind of the devil's advocate, which is my frame, right? So it's like, I used to be very skeptical where I'd be like, I don't want to give this person money. I don't want to buy this course, right? I don't want to, what's this person going to teach me how to do this, right? Like that used to be my mind. It's hard for me to even understand that now. Because I'm so far on the other side of it. But here's how I think of it now. And it's very objective. Some of the courses, some of the information, some of the things that you buy are going to impact you dramatically, right? Sometimes it's just one little thing, like one sentence, one word, one video, one module, one bit of information can impact and make something so worth it. It pays itself back 100 times. Sometimes you buy courses, you really don't get that much. Maybe you'll use them down the line. I've spent thousands of dollars on programs I literally haven't even logged into. That's how kind of aggressive I am. And here's why, before you say, oh, you're an idiot, right? Here's what I understand from a business standpoint and like a return on investment standpoint. Everybody's like, oh, let me put money in this company. Let me put money in this house. And they're so afraid to put money in the asset of themselves. I understand that the blended return on information that I invest in around problems and things that I'm interested in is always positive. Okay. I do not think it's possible to have a negative ROI on information if you're truly buying and seeking information that is around things you have problems with and things you're very curious with. So let me explain that. Say you spend $2,000 on a marketing program and you use it and it worked and you made $4,000, right? You now are positive $2,000. Okay. Now say you spend $2,000 on a sales program, but it wasn't that great. You're like, just wasn't for me. Didn't make sense, whatever. And you make no money off of that. You put the two together, the blended ROI is still breaking even, right? And I think if you expand that out, like where I've spent probably more than $250,000 on coaching, on courses, on masterminds, on how to do this, how to do this, how to do literally every component. I've gone to the best sources of information. So the best YouTube ad people in the world, 15 grand. Let's hire them. Let's get their information. Why? Because they do this all fucking day. And there's no way I'm going to get the data that they have unless I spend 5 fucking years like they did, or I can just pay them 15 grand and boom, we have it right now. Same thing with Facebook ad people. Okay. Best Facebook ad people in the world. Here you go. Best TikTok ad people in the world. Here you go. Best, operations people in the world. Here you go. Best mindset people in the world. Okay, here you go. Best sales people in the world. Okay, here you go. And I just repeat that. And the blended return on all of that 250K, I mean, we've done 25 million in revenue through the one company. And I would say like largely because of doing all of those things, right? Buying all of this information instead of trying to figure it all out on my own. So, rather than looking at information and things you're buying, like it's like isolated, try and look at it like the blended, so all of the information that I buy, if I get all of the information that I want around my problems, my curiosities and things that I'm interested in, what's the likelihood that has a positive ROI on me as an asset that can produce money? It's extremely fucking high, right? You're in total control of it, right? So obviously, if you're somebody who takes no action, you're just buying shit to buy it, you're not actually interested in it, and you don't have problems, then sure, then you could have a negative ROI on the investment in information. But if you're somebody who, like I said, is following curiosity, following interests, and then number one, what are the problems, and then seeking to solve them. For example, you can't run Facebook ads, buy a fucking Facebook ads course, right? Or go on YouTube and figure out how to run Facebook ads. So if you're thinking from those like first principles, do I have a problem in this that I need to learn around, or am I very interested and curious in this thing? And you invest in information, you can do it almost blindly, and it will be a positive return on your investment. So for everybody who's skeptical out there, reconsider. We're really easy to spend 25 grand on college, which is just information. These people are supposed to be preparing you and adding to the asset of you. 50 grand on college, we don't blink, right? And we have an expectation that if we give one person $2,000 that's going to teach me about one skill, if they don't make me a gazillion dollars or they don't prepare me for fucking everything, that this investment was poor or this investment was a shitty investment. No, the shitty thing there was your expectation. The shitty thing there was, you're going to spend $2,000, and because it's going to some human, all of a sudden it goes into a different fucking part of your brain. Like somebody doesn't own a college, right? And, like there aren't humans at college that are supposed to be preparing you. It goes to a different part of your brain. And if it doesn't solve everything for you, right, then it's a fucking failure. That's a horrible way to think of it. Learn from whatever you go into and take value out of whatever you go into. It's that simple, So that's my little, rant, you could say, on investing in information and being skeptical. The blended return on information for me has been, big. I just bought something today, right? Today, this morning, I just got a $300 a month membership to someone who I really like. I've been listening to this chick's podcast, Brooke Castillo, Life Coach School. She did like 40 million last year in income. I love the way she delivers. It resonates with my mind right now. I listened to her podcast a couple times and I'm like, give me more. $300 a month. Okay, $3,600 a year. Do I think that if I listen to this chick who made 40 million last year, right, has a big podcast, big personal brand, some stuff that I want, I'm not going to be able to outpace the $3,600 that it cost me? Abso-fucking-lutely I will, right? So it also doesn't stop. Like learning and being in a frame of learning is something that keeps your mind fresh, keeps your ideas new, allows you to evolve, grow, become more. And it starts with being open to investing in information. And to recap, begin with, what do you have problems with right now you're trying to solve? Buy that information first. And what are you very curious about? And what are you very interested in? Buy that information. It will be a positive ROI on the blended investment every single time. So I hope that helped. If it did, go out there, buy whatever info you need to move yourself forward. And thank you for listening to the podcast. This has been episode number 10. Luke Kish. Subscribe if you like it. Please share with a friend. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Love you guys. Bye.